about to get up in the bed.
And we are live. This is Dollie and Thomas, and we are broadcasting live to you again. Hello, Dollie. Thomas.
Hello, Thomas.
How are you?
I'm really well. I'm really well, thank you.
You're really well. You're really well. Great to hear. How is the weather where you are?
Oh, it's been absolutely glorious. I've got my seeds planted and I've really took advantage of the sunshine this week, so it's blazing for a change. Not bad.
Isn't it fantastic? Oh, we had a sunny day here in cold Denmark and we had temperatures above 0 degrees Celsius, so that was almost like spring is around the corner for us. But let the weather be weather. Let's talk about the Baltic Sea Anomaly, the still unsolved mystery. What are you saying, Dollie?
Well, last week was interesting, wasn't it? We had a look at some interviews with Peter Lindbergh and Stefan, and what they had to say about the anomaly just confirmed a few little things for me. You know, it was said that it's definitely not a rock, and those words will always ring in my head, you know, that this is still a mystery. These guys haven't been back there since, and definitely needs further investigation, doesn't it, Thomas, this one?
Indeed, and that was actually the master diver, Stefan Hopjins. He did not say that it was something very mysterious, or he did not point in a direction of UFO, but he said it is not a rock, and that guy, Stefan Hopjins, has been a master diver for 25 years, has educated lots of people, giving them instructions. He is a diving instructor also, and when a person like Stefan says this is not a rock, then I truly tend to believe him.
Absolutely, it's strong words, really, you know, and who knows what this thing is? We can only speculate, and that's what most of it has been up until now, is a lot of speculation and
a lot of speculation, yes. And
we just don't know.
That's the only thing we can, and maybe it is the speculation that keeps the Baltic Sea Anomaly alive and interesting, because I've spoken to a lot of people. I've spoken to geologists. I have spoken to even a guy that is an interplanetary geomorphologist that are studying surfaces on Mars and Moon from satellite images. It's a guy from Finland, and he was actually an interesting guy, and he don't believe it. There's nothing extraordinary in it, but that's his opinion. I still. I'm impressed with what he could tell me from also because we do a lot of Mars, we cover a lot of Mars anomalies, and having an interplanetary geomorphologist giving his words on what it is was actually amazing. And then of course we had Jan Peter de Jong from Netherlands. And he is an ancient history researcher. We had Billy Carson giving his thoughts on it, and we had a geologist from Australia named Greg Pearson giving his thoughts on it, and it is very interesting when you take all these different people and put them together in a room. Of course, we have UFO believers also giving their thoughts on it, but you can check it all out. It is on YouTube. It's called The Unsolved Mystery, and there is, I just uploaded a new video where episode 1, where the team are speaking, are merged together with episode 2, where all the followers or the members of the Ocean Explorer group and all those that has been giving their opinions via Facebook or other social medias are participating. It was a great project to work on. But there has been a lot of people making animation also, and what we are looking at right here, right now, is an animation by a guy named Todd. thought. I don't know this guy personal, but
it's an interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah,
this one. It's
and this is depicting people's thoughts at the time in 2011, 2012. And
it does look otherworldly, doesn't it, Thomas? I mean, this one,
yes.
It does look really otherworldly. And I think that's what's captured the imagination of the UFO conspiracists out there. And that's the thing, when we get images, you know, like this, they're only speculations, but what amazing footage, and this is, you know, if only it was.
Indeed, indeed. I have seen so many of all these fantastic pictures. My good friend Hauke Vagt made
that one's good.
Yeah, made the famous picture. Let's just get it up here. This one here. And
amazing.
And still, again, I just spoke to Hauke briefly via the chat here a few days ago here after we had our last live, and he was actually thankfully that I did explain that one of the reasons people are going into the UFO theory was because of his picture, and some people still today believe this is a real picture. And it just tells us that Hauke is an amazing artist, and he is so good at what he's doing, so people actually are convinced that it's real pictures, so all credits for that, but it is just an animation depicted from what the diver said and from the sonar images also. But it's a great one, right, Dollie?
It's a good one, yeah, it really is. Digital art is amazing, and this is really... is this the one you've got on your wall, Thomas?
Yes, that is actually the same one I got on my wall, printed on silk, and I had it from the co-owner Dennis Osberg when I visited him first time in Stockholm in 2014. It must have been, yes, 2014.
It is captivating, that one, and some great animations that are going round off the Baltic Sea image.
I used I stole Hauke's picture and used it in my
naughty
the Unsolved Mystery as a cover for the documentary I made last year here. I think it made a great cover here.
It did.
But
back to serious stuff about the Baltic Sea.
Yeah, and before we continue with the Baltic Sea, I will need to say to those that are viewing that we are going across the Baltic Sea today and talking a little bit about that, because we missed a few things last time. We missed a picture of the 2-meter white hole in the square frame, and we missed the interview with Dennis. We will have that up today here. And after that we will jump from Baltic Sea Anomaly to the red planet, to planet Mars, where we will look at some pictures. And I got some amazing pictures from one of my very best anomaly hunting friends, Rami Bar Ilan. And I have a picture from Brian Hopkins also, and a guy whose name is a little bit, I don't know if I say it correct, he's from Hungary. Laszio Szabolics has made I hope I apologize if I said it completely wrong. But we're gonna take a look at some Mars pictures later also. But back to the Baltic Sea Anomaly, because you know, let me just get this picture up here. Last time we spoke about some of the ROV videos I got. Do you remember that?
Oh, I remember, yes. Thomas. And I remember smiling, looking at these images when you called me one Sunday morning to watch. And I was in amazement watching some of these raw images.
I had another video through my editing tool today. I'm not processing, it's raw material, but I had it downloaded today, so it's ready to upload later today or tomorrow, and that is one of the most discussed pictures, and that is a 25 centimeter hole, as you can see on this picture. And what the team said was that it looks like, they didn't state it, but they said it looks like there was a flow of hot water coming out of that hole. And I am gonna show you, the video has been out before, but this is the first time the raw video comes out. I'm gonna show you the raw video footage, and it's about 20-30 seconds, maybe 45 seconds long, and you will be the first to see it, the raw material. Let's have a look at it. And this is the ROV, and this is where they found the hole in the object. It's, as I said, 25 centimeters in diameter. What do you think is that hole is there for?
What could it be there for? Because a lot of people are thinking that this could be some kind of volcanic, something left over. Could it be a ventilation hole? Could it be something where hot water's coming through? It could be. It could be something quite natural. But then again, it could be something quite the opposite. We don't know.
No.
But for hot air to be coming out of it, that's interesting.
Oh, hot water, not air, because if it was air coming out, it would be
no air bubbles, just hot water. So it's not bubbling or anything like that. It's just streaming hot air. Hot water, sorry.
I must be honest, I can't really remember how they got to that conclusion. Or it was a conclusion. They said it looked like, and they believed that there was coming water out of that 25 centimeter hole. My first thought when I saw it was a kind of air intake or an air outlet for some reason. And I must be honest, not just to all of those that are listening, but also to myself. When I saw it the first time, the Baltic Sea Anomaly, saw the sonar pictures, saw the CNN and BBC broadcasting, in the inside of me was screaming UFO, spaceship. And of course it was, because as we spoke about, the first pictures we saw was not actual pictures, they were animations made by great artists, so great that people misunderstood them to be real pictures, and I knew it was an animation, but when you're giving a person a picture to look at as some of the first that looks like something extraordinary, then your brain automatically thinks that's gotta be it. But I must admit, I think that Stefan Hågeborn is right when he says it's not a rock.
No.
I don't think it's a simple rock, not at all.
No. No.
I think what we're dealing with here is something from before our history.
Yes, I do, Thomas. I agree with you. This is just my opinion, but I possibly think that this could be some ancient remnants. It could be some kind of ancient building, or even some kind of technology left over.
It could. It could. I want to show you the moving blue view scan, and this is from Dennis Osberg's YouTube channel. So there is a little bit text in the beginning, but I want you to look at the moving blue view scan, and that is a blue view scan that is sending out a sound wave. The wave comes back, and the processor creates a picture from the signal the wave come back with, and this is what we were looking at. And you can actually see the ROV is moving around as these blue view scans are taken and recorded. And look at that 90-degree angle. We had it up last time also when we talked about Baltic Sea Anomaly. That's amazing.
That is amazing.
That is truly amazing, yes. I don't think that's natural.
No.
No.
The angles, it's just It's 2 angle
Mm.
to be natural.
Mm.
And there's actually 2, isn't there? There's 2 dark corridors there.
And here you see another area of the anomaly, also with the moving live blue view scan. I don't know if there's much of interest in the second here, but it is always interesting to see the Baltic Sea Anomaly from another view than the artistic views.
So we've got blue view scans, we've got sonar scans,
Yeah.
we've got artist impressions, and so there's a lot going on, isn't there?
We got the ROV video footage.
Yeah,
as we
we've
just saw
got that
a bit
as
of
well.
before. You can go to Mars Moon Space TV on YouTube, and you can find the 4 videos there that are uploaded with the raw material that we got our hands on. And it is not everything that is recorded. It is about 3.5-4 hours, because when they made a deal, when Ocean X Team made a deal with a TV production company called Titan, or in translated to English, Titan.
Titan,
Titan
what a name.
Production.
That's a fabulous name.
Then they burned a lot of those many hours from their hard disk onto a DVD. And of course, Ocean X Teams, they believed that Titan TV production was a good company. They believed they believed in them. They have had many meetings with them, and so they believed everything was good. But what happened was that after they made The Mystery Beneath, the documentary, then nobody knows where those DVDs are, where they put it, downloaded all those ROV video recordings.
So there's possibly lost footage out there. Is that what you're saying, Thomas?
I'm saying that because everything that was downloaded to the DVDs and sent to Titan Production was deleted from the hard disk to get space for new footages, because now they had it on the hard disk. Titan TV had the DVD, so they could just get it back, but no one knows where it is today. And we tried. I have also been in dialogue with Titan TV without any luck, and everybody that worked there in 2011 and worked on the project seems to be replaced by someone else, and nobody really know what went on or where the things are now in their electronic archive. So what I'm saying...
That's a little bit strange, isn't it, Thomas?
It is. So what I'm saying is, what I have uploaded to marsmoonspace.com is what was left on the hard disk. That's why we don't have all 35 hours that we know existed. Titan TV in Stockholm still have it somewhere in their archive, and what I got was what was left on the hard disk, and that is about 4 hours, 4.5 hours. But you can go
that's
to...
Still, yeah, that's still good footage, Thomas, you know?
It is. It truly is. So, and you can still let me have a look at... this is the picture that we never got up last time we spoke about
That's
Baltic
the
Sea
one,
Anomaly.
that's the square hole, isn't it? That's the hole of interest, I call it.
The round hole in what looks like a square frame. And that is from the blue view scan that, as we just saw before, that was not that area, but we saw the moving blue view scans. And we have them in this red color, straight from Ocean X Team. Let me just... This is the original blue view scan, and you can see the round hole in the square frame on the left side. And this is what it looks like on the original pictures. What do you think, Dollie? Are we looking at a round hole?
It looks like a round hole, doesn't it? It's like a round hole in a square hole. It's an odd one. But what could it be? What could this hole be? And what was it for? And why is it slap bang in the middle of this object? Well, on the corner, on the edge of this object. Then again, like we said, could it be something volcanic? Could these be water holes, air holes? What could they be? But they just don't look natural, do they? The way that they are shaped and the angles. So definitely worth further investigation. It's a shame those guys couldn't get that rover to go in that hole and have a look what was in there. But I think that they never found it again, Thomas, if I'm correct.
You're correct. They never found the hole again. And that was also one of the reasons for Peter Lindbergh said it could maybe have been a trick of light, so to speak. But I am no blue view expert. I don't know if the term trick of light actually exists in the blue view community. I don't know. But I agree with you, Dollie, that when we're looking at the picture, it looks like there is a round hole in a square frame. And if you look on the top left side of it, it looks like there is a tiny little hole with a long pole coming up from it. And I remember we've been discussing it before, me and some of the other admins from the Ocean Explorer group on Facebook.
And what do the other guys say? What do other people say about this round square hole?
Some people, as I said, believe it's a trick of light, that it doesn't exist, and to be honest, I hope it exists, because it I do. But I also want to be fair, and there was another admin, Peter Löf, that went out in the snow in Sweden with a flashlight in the evening and tried to create similar effect with his flashlight. He made a good point, though I don't agree with him, but that is just my opinion. But you can create a trick of light or a shadow playing that looks like what we are looking at here. But as I said,
I'm skeptical. I'm still very skeptical. Because I'm like you, Thomas. When I first saw the Baltic Sea Anomaly, I thought, wow, it's a UFO. That's it. It's all over. Disclosure's here. That's it. You know, but
let's have a little look in the chat here. There are some people going on here in the chat. Hello, howdy, and hi to everybody.
Hello.
Is it for pressurization purpose? Who knows? It's a good
Who
question.
Who knows? That's what we want to know. No, that's why we're doing this. We want to know.
While we have the blue view scan up here, follow the line in the middle. We have the first section that goes out to 9 meters. We have the second section that goes out to 16 meters. If you follow the line in the middle up to the second section. In the left side.
Yes, there's another little.
Can you see that there is something laying on top there?
Yes, I do.
It is not. I will not say the word across, because I have had it up before, but it looks like there is something.
It does.
Laying on top. I don't know if it's a pipe or a tube or a piece of something, but I have seen blue view scans of bicycles laying on the seabed, and it's pretty clear to see what you're looking at. And to me here, I can't see what I'm looking at, but I can see there is something there that doesn't look like a natural part of the rest in that section.
I think the whole thing looks very unnatural. I just can't help it, you know. And I think, you know, we need these guys to get back out there, don't we? And there's not any plans for them to do so. So, you know, that's what we need next, is somebody to take a huge, keen interest in this this anomaly and want to investigate it further, because as far as we know, you know, nobody's wanted to take an interest. And with such a huge interest that we see with the public, you know, I think it's time that we pushed this issue and said, more about the Baltic Sea Anomaly.
But here is the deal, and a lot of people have asked me and the team and many of the other admins in the Ocean Explore group, why don't they just go out there and take some sample? Why don't they just go out there and dive down there once and for all and get all this, put all this behind them, and so we can get an answer. Let me tell you this, guys. If you need to go for a dive 90 meters below surface, there is some equipment you will need. To dive 90 meters below surface, it will take about 1.5 hours to come up to the surface again because of pressure. You cannot go up too fast, then you probably would boil to death, or your blood would start boiling, as Stefan Hopjins also explained in the Unsolved Mystery. Besides that, you will need an ROV, you will need minimum 2 divers, there is a 3 days ride out there and 2 or 3 days sailing ride, sailing.
Sailing.
Yes, and to have a ship, you need a ship that is big enough. That means you need to have a crane that can lower down the ROV. You need to have cabins. You need to have a kitchen, and you
staff, crew. It's huge amounts of money that is involved.
Captain Kai, that is captain, is in the control room all the time, making sure they are exactly where they need to be. And we have Peter Lindberg, that is the co-owner. He needs to be in charge of everything that's going on, because he is responsible for everything that happens. If some of the divers are getting hurt or something goes wrong, he is the one
for their safety. Yeah.
So you will need a ship with certain qualities, and a ship of the size that they need will cost about $25,000 in diesel fuel.
That is huge.
Only to get to the Baltic Sea Anomaly and back again to Stockholm. Plus, you need to wait. If I remember correct, I think Stefan said that after you dive 90 meters below surface, you need to wait 24 hours before you can dive again.
Yes,
and you can only stay down there for 15, maybe 20, maybe 25 minutes, as he said. So you cannot just go out there in a speedboat in 1 hour and then dive 90 meters below surface, come up again with some good pictures. You need to go make a real expedition, and you need to prepare yourself to stay above the object for 2 or 3, maybe more days. If the weather is bad, you have to add some extra days to it if you can't dive, for example. And all the time while you are not diving or having divers in, you can use the ROV and make video footage, and that was what they did, and that is why they made 35 hours of ROV footage from the anomaly, because they were waiting for the divers to be ready to go down again. So no, you cannot just go out to the Baltic Sea Anomaly, take a diver kicking off board, so to speak, and say go down there and then sail back again with 40 knots an hour.
No, absolutely not.
So
it's not that easy, guys. So
anybody want to sponsor them, then prepare yourself.
Any millionaires or billionaires?
Something like a minimum $50,000.
Absolutely,
and that's absolutely minimum. So and remember, you don't get anything returned. You don't get treasures up like if you're diving at a wreck. You can sell. You don't get anything up except some pictures and some videos. So that is also one of the reasons why the Ocean Explorer team didn't go back, because they simply didn't have the money just to throw out for nothing, and maybe have a lot of people calling them crazy or stupid because they're bringing pictures of the anomaly, and some people believe it's just a rock or natural formation. So I do understand why they never got out there again, but I hope they will one day.
One day, who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Until then.
But looking at the picture we have up now.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that is also from some of the ROV footage. That it's actually a picture taken on the boat, off the screen, where they control the ROV for the ROV from. So and that picture is a part of that DVD material that Titan TV have, but we're lucky to have this picture showing that it looks like a smooth surface. It looks like a corner wall.
It reminds me of the pyramids for some reason. It really reminds me of the walls, you know, in these pyramids and tombs.
Indeed.
And it also says to me, if Titan had these images and they've gone missing, But I'm just, you know, a little bit of a conspiracy theorist there myself. But that's just my opinion, you know.
Yeah.
These are definite angles, aren't they?
It is. What? Sorry,
you've lost it. You've lost the image.
Yeah. Here we go.
There it is. There it is.
There it is again. I was trying to find the other image here from yesterday, from the third video. Let me just spend 15 seconds finding that image while we are looking at that corner wall here. And let me just get in here.
See, it's definitely a corner. You resembled that with a corner, you know.
Yes,
so it's interesting what people see these images as.
Indeed. We are ready with the next picture here. That is from video number 3. If any of you have any doubts about this picture, you can see the date in the top right, the clock. That means you can go to Mars Moon Space TV, you can find video number 3 and go to 23:51, 23 minutes 51 in, and find this picture. That looks like a square carved rock to me. I'm not saying it is, I'm saying it looks like. And I was really astonished when I saw that. What is your first thoughts
when I see that, Thomas? Well, that there's a flat surface there. That looks like a stone, some kind of walkway. You know, there's definite angles there. So this is saying that there's been tools used, you know, to get angles like that and use stone, or there's definitely sophisticated tools used. In my opinion, anyway. Like I said, they do remind me of Egypt a little bit.
Indeed.
They do,
indeed.
Yeah.
What do you guys out there think? Use the chat box here on Facebook and tell us about this picture we are looking at right here, right now. What do you think we're looking at? Is the rock we're looking at on this picture just a natural rock, or is it shaped by intelligence? Is it carved, or is it just a natural rock we're looking at? Give us your thoughts in the chat box here on Facebook, and tell us what you think. But again, this is an amazing picture. And
I think this one is a treasure, this picture. Yeah, it really does. I'm surprised that archaeologists are not screaming, jumping on top of this picture and wanting to raise funds themselves. But, you know, as we've said before, this thing is lying in international waters. So the debate to get down there is a bit tricky.
I have another picture here coming up in just a few seconds here. And that is from, I think that was from video number 2, if I remember correct. Maybe video 1 or number 2. Let's have a look at it. This is the ROV footage. It's actually a pretty clear picture. The visibility is okay, good in this one. But in the right side of this picture, down the right corner, there is a rock that looks like it's carved or shaped in a pyramid shape. You see that one, Dollie?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
I do see it.
Isn't that weird?
It is, and I was just thinking about the colour of this compared to the silt and sand that it's lying on. Or then, that could be just a trick of the camera or the lighting. But it does seem to be some debris of some kind.
But when you're looking at the video, and I don't have uploaded the video to this live stream here, but if you're looking at the video, it looks the same shape all those 10 seconds it's visible in when the camera is turning over it, and it looks like what it looks like on this picture, no matter from where you see it with the camera. And that looks to me artificial, carved or create. That's an amazing picture.
It does, it is, it's an amazing picture. Yet another one again. I'm surprised people are not screaming out saying, "Get down there again!"
And we have Stan Konstantin with us in the chat. Hello, Stan. Stan is one of the people that was with us in episode 2 of the Unsolved Mystery. You can hear his thoughts on the Baltic Sea Anomaly if you go to Mars More Space TV and find the Unsolved Mystery episode 2. Glad to see you here. And again, if anybody of you want to comment on the pictures we are looking at, please use the chat box here on Facebook, as we are live now. We would love to hear what you think about this pyramid-shaped object. And hey to Jake, and hola to Jose, and hello to Jim and Pedro, and hello everybody. We're glad to have you here.
Hello, hello.
Remember to share this video right here, right now, so we can have a lot of people watching it.
See, this is just my opinion. The more and more little bits that we're seeing, it screams out to me that this is an ancient site, and remnants of an ancient building. Or could it be, we have the old texts, when you look at the Sumerian texts, and they talk about spaceports being on the Earth at one time, way before the flood. But then again, do we know? We can only speculate, but it would be interesting.
Jake is asking, where is the object? In the left side of this picture is a little object or rock, and it's not more than 20 centimeters in each way, but it seems to be shaped in this pyramid-shaped form. And what I discussed with another person a few days ago when I was looking at this for the first time was that it looks like the top of an obelisk.
It does.
Yeah. It's got this pointy top of an obelisk. So it kind of made me wonder a little bit about it.
And then again, with the me thinking that, that looks a little bit Egyptian, and then the pyramid. So, could it be, like I said, there's an ancient connection here.
And again, back to the first
that
picture,
flat surface and those angles. Are we looking at an advanced technology of some kind that has...
it looks like to me that someone used a kind of technology to carve these rocks.
Could
be able to find another picture here. And again, here you see it in a grayscale next to it.
So in the grey, it's more defined, I think, There you can definitely see they're like blocks, aren't they, placed, and there's definitely a floor.
I think the grey is the best picture, but again, it's not the original. The original is the one to the left. But I really like the grey. It
stands out more.
It stands out, yes. It truly does. But as I said before, later we are going to talk a little bit about some Mars images from some of the anomaly hunters on various anomaly groups. But before we jump to Mars, we have to listen to what Dennis Osberg is saying.
Dennis, yes.
Dennis Osberg, yes. And I was interviewing him last year when I did the documentary, The Unsolved Mystery. And Dennis is speaking for about 20 minutes, so see you in just about 20 minutes.
Hi, my name is Dennis Osberg. I'm the co-owner of Ocean X Team.
Hello Dennis, and welcome here. I'm glad that you could join us today so we could hear your thoughts on the anomaly. I'm honored to have you here, Dennis. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm honored to be on your show.
You know that I have been talking to your colleagues at the Ocean X team, and they have been telling us about their thoughts on the anomaly, and we have heard a lot of different explanations from other members of the Ocean Explorer group, and I have had some comments from geologists, and I have had some comments from UFO believers, and I have had a lot of comments from people who believe in the ancient civilization theory. So I am looking very much forward to hear what your thoughts on the Baltic Sea anomaly could be here 5 years later after you and your crew found it back then.
Oh, believe me, I'm still thinking about that. What can it be? And of course I do, like you and other people do, speculate. I really don't know what we have found. Of course, if I'm try to be down to earth. After have talked with lots of people under 5 years, with scientists and so on. I mean, we have found basalt, and something have burned down there, some biologic thing, and after have speaking with lots of people who have the understanding about that, yeah, it can be volcano that we have found, but of course that can be very, very interesting if we have. But at the same time, it's another part of me that says that the angles, the shape of the object, and the position of the object, it says to me that perhaps it is something else, a meteorite, perhaps.
But wouldn't a meteorite break up in thousands more?
Yeah, you're right.
Entering the atmosphere.
So I can sit here and speculate. I mean, for many hours, what it can be. I really don't know. And the most important thing for me, and as I have mentioned on the internet so many times now, is to go out again and do a real expedition with people who have the understanding and science. That I think is the most important thing to do now. But of course, I'm thinking outside the box, as you do and many other people. And from the beginning, when we found this thing, it's 60 meter in diameter and round, and then we have been down and looked at it for many, many hours with our ROV, and we have also dived on the object and see these holes and angles and holes, and of course you begin to, perhaps this is something that is constructed, but it's still a but, we don't really know.
No.
So
I would like to ask you, because I saw a video just before I called you here on Skype, where you actually saying yes, the Swedish Navy is very interested in our project.
Yes, the military is very, very interesting in our project.
Are the Navy still interested in that project, and have you had some collaboration with the Swedish Navy about the project? Since
they are interested in our project, have always been, but still they will not go into the project because this object or volcano or whatever it is, it's on international water. So that's the reason they cannot go out.
But how comes a Swedish Navy become interested in the Baltic Sea anomaly when we don't know what it is? We have geologists saying it's simple rocks.
But you are interested, and lots of other people.
I am interested, yes, and I will always be.
We are just people. Even the militaries we talk to are people, and are very interesting to know what we have found. But still, you know, if you're gonna put time and money on this from the government level, the Navy, it's the tax money. And it's on international water, so that's the reason they cannot take the next step into it. But of course, they are interesting to know what we have found, and but still, they cannot use their own equipment to go out in the Baltic Sea on international water to do an experiment. It's
Of course not. Some of the first theory that came up was the out of this world, the UFO theories, and a lot of people said that they could believe they could have been a crashed spaceship UFO from outer space crashing on to Earth a long time ago, and I remember we talked a lot about that. Do you still think there is any chance that it could be so?
I believe in UFOs. I have always, and not always, since '96. And why not? Why not? We don't know so much about the oceans, what we have down there. So I think we know more about the moon and what we know about the oceans.
But Dennis, if we look at the shape of the object, that's a shape like the Millennium Falcon. Is there anything else on this object that could lead our mind in the direction of a crashed spaceship or something from out of this world besides the shape? Is there any thing that we can point at and say this could make me think it could be?
No, not really. We have this track on the bottom that's it looks like something have in my eyes crashed, and that's what we have. And then we had lots of electrical problems when we were out and diving, and that we know that problem we had when we were out, but in details. It's too soon to say. We must do more, exploring there to really get the answer. So it's just speculation for me if I sit and say, oh, that and that can be and that. I don't really know.
No one actually does. I've been speaking to a lot of people about this, and I have. Since you guys created the Facebook group about the Baltic Sea Anomaly, I have more than 250 new friends from Facebook that all had the interest in the Baltic Sea Anomaly in one way or another, and that was regardless if they believed it was a rock or an ancient construction, a volcano, or out of this world. I made a lot of new friends. How many people had come into your life after you came out?
There are many, but to my life, if you're talking about Facebook, of course I'm open and want to talk to people. I'm a very social person, but I have received lots of shit also, as you have heard before.
I remember that.
So it's not just positive things. It's lots of shit in this, to be in the spotlight. And it's not always good to be so open as I am. That don't mean that everything I say is right, but I'm open with my thoughts. And, I am out there. I'm working with this. This is my full-time work, and we have been out there so many times and have seen what we have, seen that thing. But we still don't know what we have found yet. And of course, people ask me on Facebook or sending me mails, Dennis, what's the next step? Or what's the problem? Why have you not been there? Just dive down there and take care of the problem. Oh, yeah. It's not so easy. I try to explain like 500 times. So it's not just good or fun to be in.
Not always.
No.
I had the same questions from people all over the world. Why don't they just dive down there? And I had Stefan explaining the issues being a diver diving down there, and I had Peter talking a little bit about how difficult it is just to get out there and arrange the ships and stuff like that. How much would it cost in diesel fuel alone to go from, let's say, Nordtalia to the area in a ship like M22?
What the question?
How much would it cost?
I mean, it's that, even if you buy or rent the ship for that, what's the purpose for it? You must think like that. In that case, when we're talking about the Anomaly, to dive down to 90 meters, to really do an expedition down there, you see 1 meter, perhaps 30 centimeters in front of you. You don't see so much. I think that we must focus on the next step to have the real equipment, not use the same equipment. We have already been there a couple of times, as you know, and we must come further. And to do that, we really need the right equipment, and also not only the equipment, the people who understand what we have in front of us. It's one thing to have a discussion with scientists on an office and to see all the pictures. We want them to be with us at the place. And that's the next step, to take the scientists with us and the right equipment to take samples. And what that's going to cost, I really don't know. But it's not like 100 crowns. It's cost lots of money.
If I remember correct, I think the cost in diesel fuel alone was something like $20,000 for 5 days, something like that.
Yeah, something like
that. Then comes the cost for the crew and renting ships and equipment and food and so on and so on and so on.
Yep.
So it's not an easy task just to perform, to go out there and dive down and
yeah, but also it's very important for people to know that, this is our work. That this is what we're doing. We are spending time and money on a company that we're working with other projects like diving on pipes and so on. So working for the police for helping to help to find people, and we're working with other wrecks that we know there are money. In this case, when we're talking about the object in the Baltic Sea, we don't know. Else for that. No. So in the end, somebody must pay the bill for the fuel and the insurance and the divers and so on. And that's the problem also when we go in and talk with sponsors. What's in it for us, they say. We don't know. So it's not easy.
No. You had at one time, I know you had a sponsor that was Volvo. What happened with
but that's no money.
There was
no money.
No money.
No money.
They were only sponsoring cars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we need cars.
Yes, to come around. Okay. Do you have any other? Have you had any other sponsors for some of your other operations at sea?
Yeah, that's more interesting for sponsors to get involved in. When we're talking about the sub or we're talking about the other wrecks where we have champagne and cognac and so on, it's much easier. You can, you have it down there. They know what it is. And if it is a success in that case, I mean, they get published in marketing, product, whatever.
But the question was, did you have other sponsors for some of your other operations when you're diving for wrecks? Have you had other sponsors so far?
No. That I don't know. If you're talking about other wrecks projection, we're talking about ROV, we're talking about the cars, we're talking about boats we have used, but no money. We can use the product, the tools, but it's still no money in it.
No. Okay. Dennis, I would like to ask you, and I've asked Peter and I have asked Stefan the same question. What does the future look like for Ocean X Team now? What are your plans for the future?
Oh. Next question. I hope it looks bright. That's what we are working for. It's I mean, what we are doing, it's not so many people who is so crazy as we and searching for wrecks. But we're still doing it because we believe in it. We are like small kids still trying to find the treasure. And of course they cost time and money, but still we believe in what we are doing, and we believe also we're gonna find something that can make this company still going on, exist. Yes. So that's our hope. But you never know.
No, you never know. Dennis, I have one more question for you about the ROV hard disk that broke down, because we saw some of the footages, still frames published on Facebook, and is there any time frame or idea of when we are going to see the last of those pictures?
No,
maybe videos?
It's lots of pictures, it is, and the sad thing is very, very bad quality in them. And of course we're going to put time on that and see if we can do anything, because I have seen also when we put up them on the internet, on Facebook, we have a couple of guys who take care to manage to make them better in shape and so on. So why not? Of course we're gonna sit down and there are lots of films that we must
video recordings.
It's video it's not pictures, it's video recording. But like 90% of this is nothing, is nada. But we're using most time the blue view, the sonar.
Is there any more upcoming moving blue view sonar scans? We saw the moving blue view with the 90-degree angles.
No, it's not. And I think I must focus my time on the next step instead, for digging in old things. The only thing we must do now is to go out again. When we're talking about the object, go out again with ROV, a good sonar, and of course scientists with us, and do it one more time.
So we can get the final answer to what it could be that is
perhaps
down
you can get final answer, but perhaps we can get the answer from a scientist on the spot. Not from Peter, May, and Kai, and Stefan. From a guy who knows about things. If it is a natural thing, I mean, perhaps it is a volcano that we have found. And wow, if we have found. Perhaps it's a meteorite. But perhaps it is also something that is constructed there before the Ice Age. That we don't know yet. So, the best thing is to go out again. When we're gonna do it, I don't know. Soon, I hope.
So do we. Dennis, thank you for taking part and contributing. with your thoughts.
Thank you very much for having me on the show.
Yes.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Bye.
Hi, my name is Kai Magnusson Parma, and I'm the captain.
Oh God, I'm eating chocolate.
That was Dennis Osberg that I talked to during the documentary, The Unsolved Mystery. And he did say a lot of interesting stuff, don't you think, Dollie?
Absolutely. And I actually thought he was quite sweet as well, because he was really honest and talking from his heart. And I love the way that he was quite honest and said he thought it was a UFO, you know, and he liked that idea, and he was definitely a believer. And, you know, I'm still 50-50 on everything, and I'd love it to be a UFO as well. But like he said, you know, he explained, you know, how difficult it is and how difficult on their bodies down there, and, you know, and the money, and they need scientists, and it just, you know, it needs to go further, doesn't it? And it's amazing and fascinating what each and every one of them has to say is powerful, and it's a different version of their story of what they think this either object or, you know, natural, whatever it is, you know, it's fascinating by them. And I'm sure you had a fabulous time with these guys, Thomas. I was just saying to you.
The
and
picture you're looking at is from when we were in Stockholm last time. That's a rare picture, and there's no anomalies in it.
It's a great picture.
And Dennis is sitting just in front of me, and you can see Peter Lindbergh and Stefan Håkansson at the end, next to Kai in the red t-shirt. And we have Eva Erdal, that is one of our co-admins in the Ocean Explorer group, that also was there, and there are some other persons there also, not so much related to the group, but more related to Ocean X Team. It was a great time, but I want to go back to some of the things that Dennis said. And he said in the beginning, he said, it looks like it burned. Something has burned down there.
Yes.
And he was, of course, talking about that the rock looks like it had burned once, that it has been heated up for some reason, for somehow. But again, he also said that he don't know, but it looks to him like some of the material down there has been through a lot of heat. Yeah. What's your first thought when we are saying the material has been heated up?
Did it crash land? Did it burn up through the atmosphere? Was there a, you know, what was it? You know, if it's crash landed and it's gone with some force, you know, it could have been way before water was there. You know, it could have been, who knows how long this has been there and corroded and all sorts and weathered, but extreme heat, and for that to still be in that shape, well, that is phenomenal, isn't it? To be still getting structures and shapes and angles that we've seen, and for an expert to turn around and say, in his opinion, it's had some kind of extreme heat exposure, then that's quite incredible, really.
He also spoke about the Navy, or I asked him and showed him the clip where he's actually saying this, yes, the Navy is interested.
Yes.
It is a little cryptic.
It is.
The Swedish Navy. And
I mean, they took an interest, didn't they, somewhere?
They did, yes, and I know that the guys had a meeting with some of the staff from the Swedish Navy, and not just some low-ranking, they were high-ranking officers they had a meeting with, and showing pictures and sonar scans too. And I never really got to dig into what really happened to the Navy that was interested. But I do remember, and that was when they were out there, these ships from NATO just suddenly was around them, not right next to them, but within a distance. You can look at them with the monoculars, keep an eye on them, and they had them on the radio also.
Wow.
As well. And they said back then that they got the feeling that they were watching them for what they were doing. At that one time, one of the ships got up pretty close enough to they could talk to each other, or just by increasing your voice enough to hear each other.
Wow.
And we also know that the year after there was a drill with NATO ships in the area. And if I remember correct, there was a research vessel in that drill, as a part of the drill in the area. And now comes the conspiracy theory.
Yes.
Because it's
here
all
it
speculations. Yeah, and I cannot prove any of this.
No.
But as Dennis said when I talked to him, the Baltic Sea Anomaly is in the Finnish economy zone. That means that the Swedish Navy cannot go in there and start diving and start doing exploration in Finnish water. But, and here comes the conspiracy, NATO can of course say, hey, we want to make a drill operation, Baltic something, and then they can send aircraft carriers, they can send submarines, they can say this and this and that, and say we're making a drill for this and that purpose. And then they could sneak in a research vessel, and while they are having this drill, they could have placed this research ship right above the anomaly and done their own research, and used the drill as an excuse for being in the area. And no one would ever know. But again, it's just a speculation. It's probably a wild speculation, and we cannot say for sure. But so many things.
But they were there.
They were there. Yes,
they were there.
They had the drill the year after.
And they did take a keen interest, yeah.
Yes, they did. So, and I've written down here some parts also from Dennis's interview, and I like the way he says, without stating anything, because he didn't state anything. He said, "In my eyes, it looks like a crash site."
Yes.
And in my eyes, I also think it looks like a crash site. There is Don King, he is writing in the chat box, could it not just be a sunken city from ancient time and it got covered by the sea? It could be.
Could be.
The suggestion has been...
That's what I think.
But we see the sonar scans and the blue view scans and the map of the area, bathymetrical maps, I think it's called.
It's huge, isn't it? It's 60 meters wide, isn't it? Is that right? 60 meters wide? Yeah,
wide, yes.
It's huge. So this is a huge, construction. It's.
But if there was an ancient city and it was made before our history, if you look at the bathymetrical maps from the area, it shows a lot of what looks like drumlings. And just like we see in some of the African countries and in Egypt and other places, we see ancient civilization that have used the mountains to carve their home, to carve their temples into the mountains. Why could this not be the same thing that was going on in the Baltic Sea area. This could be nothing more than just a drumlin, a huge one.
A dwelling, possibly.
From the ice age, brought there with the ice, created by the ice also. We don't know. But if it is, there is this possibility that someone could have done what looks like artificial work on the Baltic Sea Anomaly when you're looking at the ROV footages and the sonar scans 14,000 years ago. I think it was 12,000 years ago we have our last ice age. I'm not quite sure on that, but what do you think, Dollie?
It's possible. It is possible. It could be from the last ice age. But when I look at the pictures, and I said earlier it reminded me of Egypt, I'm still so very on that theory that it could be part of some ancient construction, some city or spaceport, you know. It could be part of an ancient civilization that is advanced in some kind, because when you look at the angles and material, and especially with the evidence of extreme heat and especially the other things, you know, with electrical equipment going down and you know, there's so many issues with this anomaly. It just screams otherworldly, doesn't it, all over, or something that we just don't yet understand. We've said this before, you know, we've got vast oceans out there that we've only just began to touch the surface and look at what is underneath those oceans. There's more to be explored.
Indeed there is. Indeed there is.
Look at that animation. I love that. Yeah, that's amazing animation.
2030 made it a real good one.
And
we never heard anything from him in the Baltics, in the Ocean Explorer group on Facebook, but he made that one, and we're grateful, thankful for that. And again, I want to get back to some of the ships used, because in a few minutes we are going to start on Mars again. But before we have starting on Mars, we just need to talk a little bit about the ships that OceanX team used. We saw the black hole. Oh, sorry. We saw the video from with Dennis just a few minutes ago, and we saw two different ships that were using. We saw a great, no, not a great. Sorry, a grey military ship, and that it's a former military ship, and that was called M22. That was the ship he was referring to. It's also the ship you're seeing in one of the intros to the Unsolved Mystery. And M22 is the absolute minimum size of a ship that you will have to take to the Baltic Sea Anomaly if you want to do an expedition and do some serious research and spend time out there to finish the project. And then the next ship we saw was just at the end of the interview with Dennis. That was a red ship, and that was almost twice the size, if not bigger, than M22. And just think about the diesel cost for ships like those to keep them running for 5 days, maybe 7, maybe 10 days. That's one of the reasons for why you just don't go out and dive down to the Baltic Sea Anomaly and find out what it is and go back again. So, Dollie, should we close down the Baltic Sea Anomaly for today?
I think so. I think we'll have to leave it there for now until we get more.
You can go to Mars Moon Space TV on YouTube and find all the videos from the raw photo videos from the ROV. You can also find the Unsolved Mystery and a lot of other related videos to the Baltic Sea Anomaly. I actually have a playlist with some of all the videos I have made related to to the Baltic Sea Anomaly, and that playlist is of course named the Baltic Sea Anomaly. You can go to Mars Moon Space TV on YouTube and check it out. And back from the Baltic Sea Anomaly to Mars Moon Space TV and some of the things that we do best and love the most.
Yes.
Yes. Did you hear that? That was Dollie looking forward to talk about Mars anomalies. Let's have a look at one I found here today. This is the original picture, and it's a person called, and that's a guy from Hungary, and his name is Laszio, I think, Szabolics. Forgive me if I pronounced it wrong. Laszio, the first name. But just take a quick look at the original picture here, because I'm going to show you picture number 2. What he is pointing out is what he believes could be a creature on the Martian surface.
This made me giggle.
Here is the enhancement of the area that he is looking at, and he want to point out something at. What do you think, Dollie?
That is amazing. That little picture is absolutely amazing. To me, it looks like a little lizard man with a tail. And I have to giggle when I see it, because you sent me another picture that you'll probably show in a minute.
Yeah.
That oh goodness, there you go. Now you'll see why I'm giggling, because it does, doesn't it? It just looks like a little grey alien with a tail that's a hybrid with a lizard to me. But it's fascinating, but it does look like it's got arms, legs. It just looks like it's just sitting there, and it doesn't fit in, does it, with the... it just doesn't fit in.
No, not really. I think it's a great one that he made, Laszio. I'm not going to say that name anymore because I can't pronounce it. We call him Mr. L.
Mr. L.
Mr.
From
L
Hungary. Yeah,
made this remarkable, nice finding here. All credits to him from that. There is another guy, and it's also actually one of the new fan members. And this picture is not even processed. I think that's the raw image
goodness.
From the Martian surface. That is Brian Hopkins, who also have his YouTube channel, Martian Archaeologist, where you can find a lot of interesting things on. Also, look at that.
That is breathtaking, isn't it? Thank you, Brian, for sending us this picture and finding it, because it is amazing, that picture. If that isn't construction, then I'm the Queen of England. You know, that is amazing. That is definitely some kind of remnants of construction.
Indeed it is.
Very smooth, very angled. There's lots of it as well. It just looks like it's just collapsed there and half been covered in sand and debris and just years of weathered surroundings around it.
It's awesome. It looks like building blocks, construction parts.
It does.
Something that was blasted to pieces by an explosion and broke pillars apart, threw it away from where it was standing. Some landed a little bit over there, and something landed somewhere else, and it was spread all over the area. It's an amazing picture. Unfortunately, I don't have the link, but I will have it within tomorrow, because I'm just gonna call Brian after this and get the link to the real photo here. But I know this is a real photo. This is not manipulated. There's nothing faking in it. It is a real photo.
And is this a new one, Thomas? Sorry, is this a new find?
I think it's one of the newer ones. I think it is.
Yes.
Because he posted it yesterday.
Because it's extraordinary.
Brian normally don't post old pictures from the rowers. He's always looking for what.
It's extraordinary.
It is. Indeed it is. In the chat box, I see something here. Rune Weinrichs, that is my good old friend here from Denmark. Thank you for being with us, Rune. I'll see you in next month when we are going to talk UFOs, me and Rune, but that has nothing to do with the Mars from Space TV here. And Don King is saying, great shows, thank you. Thanks to Don King for that comment.
Thank you.
And Ashley Hamlet, Descent Ruins there. Yes.
That is ruins, Ashley. It is.
It is. It is. But I am gonna show you something that probably gonna knock your feet away, because the pictures from Mr. L from Hungary and Brian.
Mr. L.
And Brian is something I found on my other good friend Rami Bar Ilan through exclusive Mars images. And me and Rami I have lots of interviews and Skype sessions with Rami, both regarding Mars anomalies and UFO research. You can also find that on Mars from Space TV on YouTube. Just write Rami in the search bar. Rami posted this picture.
Oh ho ho! Holy moly!
Moses.
What's going on?
What is that? And we are back in ancient Egypt, or I am when I'm looking at that.
I was just going to say to you, Thomas, is that on Earth? It's not. It's on Mars, guys. This is on Mars. That is amazing.
It is amazing. All credits to Rami Bar Ilan for that picture that he has processed here. Other people could have processed it as well, but I saw it today in Rami's group, and it is a great picture. I can't help
those angles are so clean cut on that one corner. That is amazing. The shadowing, and this is on Mars, guys. You know, so this is civilization.
And I just realized that this is actually an old picture, because it says discovered and processed by Rami Bar Ilan, the 2nd of April 2016. So it's from last year. It's almost 1 year old. So.
But still, it needs to be seen, because you know.
It does.
Perhaps it's been hidden somewhere and kept quiet, and it needs to come out of the cupboard again.
I'm just gonna click the like button here 10 times for that on my tablet here while we are speaking.
Because that's what happened, guys.
As well, also.
You know, we put this footage out there, but it's not always that it gets seen, because sometimes it can get taken pretty quickly and we don't see it again, or people don't see it, and that's what happens with pictures like this.
I have pictures like this that I actually forget I have. Because in my archive I have more than 10,000 pictures.
Wow.
From the last 3 or 4 years. And when you find something awesome, you post it, you get a lot of credit, good positive comments, normally. Not always, but usually you get some good comments. And you find some new, process it, post it, you get some good comments on it. Somebody might take your work and make a YouTube video with it, or steal your YouTube videos and upload them to their own channels with this findings, and so on and so on. And when that has been going on for 2 or 3 months, you don't remember what you found 3 months ago.
No.
Unless you are sitting and looking in your archive, as I do sometimes, and I'm thinking, wow, I forgot I had that one. Wow, I also made that one. And I also saw one of Rami's pictures, I don't think I have it here today, where I remember that I made my version of exactly the same anomaly. Sorry, I don't have the picture I'm talking about with me today, but you remember sometimes when you're looking at others. Here's another picture of Rami's. Have a look at that one, guys.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Again, you know. Wow. Are these on Earth or Mars? It's amazing.
That's back from 2015, and there is a link to it in the bottom. That's from Soul 728. Yes, 728.
That's clearly a different colour, you know, from the... it almost looks as though it's got rendering on it and concrete. So smooth and, again, you know, Egyptian looking. The sandstone and definitely advanced technology.
Maria is writing advanced technology.
Advanced technology, exactly.
I can guarantee you, if we are not looking at advanced technology, we are looking at something that was cut and shaped and carved with advanced technology, for sure. Yeah. Don's My Aliens Planet. Life is out there all over. Yes, you are right, Ricky.
Absolutely.
Shapiro. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing the names correct. We are not alone.
We're not.
No, exactly. We are not.
Exactly, we're not.
Regina Nilsson is writing, it does look like concrete. And Ricky is writing, that stone was polished. And I can only agree to that.
Stone, yeah, stone cut polished. Very, very highly skilled.
I want to take a step back now. A little step back. Let me just...
step back, go on.
Yeah, I think...
Go on.
Hang on 1 second, I need to be
getting
sure
us all
on
excited with these
here.
Angles. We're back to the Baltic Sea.
Not yet, because you're only seeing my share screen. Now we're back to the Baltic Sea Anomaly.
Yes, look at that, guys.
Look at that, guys.
Exactly what I was saying earlier, you know.
And change it back, and I can change it back. Baltic Sea Anomaly, Planet Mars, Baltic Sea Anomaly, Planet Mars.
I think that we can clearly see here, people, that all the stories and myths that we hear about some extraterrestrial race perhaps visiting the Earth a long, long time ago, possibly visited and inhabited Mars. What was Mars? Do we know? Was it a station? Was it a way station? Was it, you know, a habited planet at once, thriving, as Venus was said to have been as well? And we're smack bang in the middle of that habitable zone, and the Earth's there. And it's amazing. Look at this. We've got that in the Baltic Sea, and we've got that on Mars. So there's two huge ancient connections, one on the Earth and one above in the skies. It's phenomenal.
Look at the picture from the Baltic Sea Anomaly that's up right now, and look at
that's
the
awesome.
one from Rami's picture. It actually looks like it could have been carved out of the same rock as we're looking at.
It does. It does.
It is not.
They're
but
the same hands that carved that rock. Is it?
Be.
The same handiwork, the same technology. Let us know. You let us know.
Yeah, please comment on it, guys out there. Let us know what you think about all
Is it just me? Am I being too much of a conspiracist here, or
I don't think
is there a connection?
Same construction went into building these stones, Ricky says.
I think you're right, Ricky.
True, believe your own eyes, is Don My Alien Planet saying. Mars, Baltic Sea Anomaly.
And that's the thing, because we don't know, you know, we can only speculate, so it's amazing. You can just keep flicking it. What? Mars, Earth, Mars and Earth. Astounding, guys.
It really is. And we were looking at this one here from Rami's collection. Yeah. What can I say? Jeez.
What can we say about these shapes? Because these are geometric shapes. These are shapes that are familiar to the human eye. And any stonemason knows out there, if there's any of you guys listening out there, you know how difficult it is and what machinery you have to use to get angles. And we're talking ancient, guys, you know, so that's amazing.
I have another amazing picture here from Mars.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. And look at those cutting marks. You can see on the right side of this rock it is carved to be square. There's 90-degree angles, and the underneath of it seems to be cut off. And if you're using what you call it in English, a saw blade, what do you call it? To cut in rocks with.
I have no idea. I'm not technical. I think it's a diamond cut machine, something that cuts rock or something like that.
And you can see where the blade has continued after they have cut off what needs to be cut off. On the right side. Isn't that amazing? To me,
it is, and there's... Go on, tell me.
To me, that is a proof that ancient technology was used. Technology that we, in some degrees, still have here right now, or something similar, but it was also present on Mars 10,000 years ago, 14,000 years ago, maybe 100 years ago, and maybe 10 years ago, or yesterday. We don't know, but we can look at the
we don't know.
And that picture is telling me that somebody was cutting in this rock with a rotating blade of a kind, and if they continuing by cutting in it and made those marks that are in it, that's amazing. So, how much more proof do we need? What do you think, Dollie? How much more proof do we need before the world wakes up and starts believing?
I don't think it's proof that we need, Thomas. I think it's acceptance. And I think the truth is out there, and it's clear, and it's plain to be seen. But some people just don't want to see it, and they don't choose to see it. And you know, it's clear to many, you know, that we are not just humanity that's appeared and plopped on the earth and carried on. You know, it's a huge, deeper story. Humanity goes back way, way beyond the stars, and we're just a very, very small fragment of that. And I think it's just acceptance. So it's not proof that we need. It's already there. The truth's out there, and I think just the more that people find it and accept it, and start living on that different frequency and sharing that with others, then the world will begin to accept that as well. And
do you believe in God, Dollie?
Do I believe in God? I believe in there's a higher source, but I don't believe that there's just one man sitting on a cloud making dreams come true or miracles. You know, I think it's a deep one for me. That
it is, and many people really have the many people really can't handle that question. And don't want to hear other questions. And we're not trying to be religious or disrespectful, but my thoughts on God is that what we, and that's only my thoughts. I'm not trying to make people believe what I believe or say they have to or in any way. I'm just telling what I think. And I think that what we call God as an entity is not one entity or one being. What we call God is all of us, our souls, all of us. Some of us are here on planet Earth, and 1 billion times the amount that are here on Earth are up there right now. We're not even 1% here on planet Earth of souls. The rest is out there, spread it out in the universe. And all those souls out there, that's God. I don't believe in guardian angels. I believe in guardian aliens, or those that are protecting us, helping us. But I also think that if you are religious, then you will see Jesus. If you're not religious, you will see something else. If you are Muslim, you will see Muhammad maybe. If you are Christian, you will see Jesus talking to you. If you're a Catholic, you will see Maria. I think that it all depends on what background you have. And I just lost Dollie, so we'll see if I can get connection to her. She usually runs out of battery at this time, so that could be a plausible explanation for her disappearing here. But guys out there, we are about to reach the end. Remember to click on the get live notification here when the live stream are ending. We will be back with more awesome stuff next Wednesday, and I have something that I would like to say. I'm just gonna find a little animation here, because I am gonna go to the Mars conference and speak at the Mars conference. What you're looking at here is that's actually me. I'm speaking, and that was in 2016, and I need to have Dollie with me to the Mars conference in 2017. But both me and Dollie are just normal people with normal jobs, and I was so lucky that I had some help to get my tickets, so it was possible for me to get there. But we need someone that will help Dollie to reach the goal of getting to Mobile in Alabama to the 6th annual Mars conference 2017. What we need is that if anybody have economical capacity to help other people, to help fulfill one of Dollie's dreams and one of our goals with Mars Moon Space TV, then go to marsmoonspace.com, scroll down to the little yellow greenish text saying you can help to the continuation of Mars Moon Space TV's work. Click on that and you will be guided into a link where you can donate to Dollie so she can get her flight ticket to Mobile in Alabama. We need your help out there. We cannot do that alone. Our YouTube videos and pictures don't bring us actual money. It does not even cover the cost of internet connection and software bought and used through the times since we have been here. So if anybody of you out there are listening, if anybody of you out there has economy to help Dollie, then we are urging you, or I am urging you, to go to marsmoonspace.com, find the donation link, and help us get Dollie to Mobile in Alabama so she can come with me and be the part of the TV crew that would be there and record every speaker. I'm about to end here. Please go to marsmoonspace.com, donate to Dollie so she can get with me to USA. She already got her passport, but we still need some funding for for our tour to Mobile. I'm gonna end it up for now here. Remember to click on the get live notification as soon as we are finished here, and you can go to marsmoonspace.com and find a lot more of interesting stuff. And me and Dollie have about 14 or 15, I cannot even remember the exact number, of Dollie and Thomas live, and you can find it all on marsmoonspace.com. And you can also find it on Mars Moon Space TV page on Facebook and on Mars Moon Space TV on YouTube. Thank you for watching today, and thank you for all the comments here, and thank you for everybody that has been participating here. Until we see again, take care, bye.